Okay,
Okay, there we go.
can everyone hear me now? Confirm that you can hear me. There it is. Okay, yay! Okay, I'm gonna start over again. Hello, everybody. I am a kinda nerdy housewife, and today for you, I am going to be doing some Perler art. So grab a blanket, grab a warm beverage, and get ready for a cozy time. So when I submitted this showcase, I knew I wanted to do a fastest furs emote, and I picked PB both because I thought it was the cutest emote, and because I really like snacks. So I have my pattern all planned out, and I'm just gonna work on this until either it's done or I run out of time. We'll see which one happens first. If you haven't met me before, I am a kinda nerdy housewife. You might know me from the Free Enterprise community, which is the Final Fantasy IV randomizer. I also do art streams every Wednesday, and I do a lot of pixel art and a lot of perler art. And that is what I'm doing today. Just to clear up some common confusion, this medium is actually called fuse beads. That is the generic name. Perler is actually a specific brand of fuse bead, but because it is the most visible and the most well-known brand in the United States, the terms fuse bead and perler bead are often used interchangeably. Perler bead speedrun. I like to think I'm actually pretty fast at doing perler bead art, but there aren't exactly any leaderboards or anything, so I can't really be sure. But I guess my speedrunning strat is don't bump the board, because if you bump the board violently, it can cause all your beads to be scattered to the wind. I'm gonna work on the popcorn bucket here because it's right in the corner. And just work out from there. If anyone has any questions or concerns or just wants to talk, let me know, because art streams mostly end up being just chatting streams, except way more visually interesting. Some light grays. Yes! As Moonblaze mentions in chat, the original emote created by Buff Pup, which is super cute. My favorite thing about this emote that really attracted me to it are the adorable big eyes. I really like the turquoise eyes. Super cute. There are no content warnings for this stream. That is correct. There will be no flashy lights, no loud sounds, no jump scares. Unless, I don't know, like someone starts knocking on my door, then I might get a little scared. But I guess my history with perler art, I of course did a little bit of perler art as a kid in the 90s. It was a really popular children's craft activity back in those days. And I actually picked it up again several years ago as a form of physical therapy. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I have a lot of autoimmune diseases, but the relevant one is rheumatoid arthritis, which means my immune system attacks my joints. And I was looking for an activity that would help strengthen my joints while not being too strenuous. And perler art kind of fit that bill perfectly. So I started doing perler art originally as a form of physical therapy, and then I just really liked doing it, so I kept doing it. If you haven't yet, check out the prizes. I donated some custom Perler pixel art paws as a prize. And I thank you. That was yesterday and today. So if you donate $5 at any point today, you will be entered to win that. Now I'm working on the popcorn. Popcorn is a good snack. What are your favorite snacks? I've been really into kettle chips lately, like Kettle brand kettle chips. They have like 5 barbecue flavors, and I love all of them.
For me, the only flavor is jalapeno.
Jalapeno. That one's pretty. Kettle specifically has a really good jalapeno chip, but I'm just a huge fan of barbecue potato chips to begin with. I tried an all-dressed chip recently, and man, too intense for me. There's just too many flavors going on there.
I don't think I've heard of that. I'll have to give that a try at some point.
I have been told that it is a Canadian specialty. It is like all the potato chip flavors in one.
Interesting. Okay.
It's got like sour cream and onion and salt and vinegar. It was very intense.
Oh, that sounds good, actually.
Popcorn. Popcorn with dill pickle. That's interesting. The old good chips and salsa I'm seeing in chat. Always a classic. Get those veggies in. Via snacks. Salsa's good stuff. So our popcorn bucket is done. Let's see, which way do I want to go next? Let's go towards the shoulder next. I think that'll be fun. Just to let you all know, I have made a pattern for this, the artwork I'm doing right now, and I will be releasing that as soon as my segment is over here. So if you want to make your own Perler PB snack, you will be able to do that. I will release that on the general channel in the Fastest Furs Discord, and I will also be putting that out on to Twitter, and I'm sure I can get the Fastest Furs Twitter to retweet that. Which if you're a cross-stitch person, it's relatively easy to convert Perler patterns into cross-stitch patterns. So maybe you could do that too, if you are a arty or crafty type. Yes, I do actually have a YouTube channel. It's mostly time lapses right now. And I do art streams every Friday. But my YouTube channel is pretty sparse right now, actually. Actually, the thing that's on there most is my All-Star Carnival tutorials. There was a Japanese rhythm game in the Theater Rhythm series. The Theater Rhythm had an arcade version, and there wasn't a lot of English information on the arcade version, so actually a lot of my YouTube channel is tutorials for that game right now. And boop, and PB has a shoulder now. Now let's fill it in with some colors. So one thing I always make fun of for the Perler brand specifically is they have a disproportional number of their colors are named after food. So like this color is cheddar. They have gingerbread, toasted marshmallow, plum. They just really, really like color names. I don't know why. Or food names for color names. Maybe someone at the Perler company, the person responsible for naming the colors, is just very hungry. This is a really adorable emote, actually. So, I think the marathon's been pretty cool so far. What are we... Oh, man. We're almost at $3,000. It was less than $2,000 when I went to sleep last night. That's super impressive, y'all. I think... I try not to play favorites, but I think my favorite run yesterday was Trauma Center. That was... Trauma Center is just such an interesting speed run because it requires precision, but you also have to go fast. It's very, very interesting. But there were a lot of good runs yesterday. Okay, where do I want to go next? We're just going to keep building up on the shoulder, I think. Hopefully you can sort of start seeing it form here. And it actually looks like something and not just a blob. Two, three. I want to make the worst thing that can happen when you're doing Perler art is getting an off by one error, because then you have to go through everything and figure out where you missed exactly one bead. And the very worst is when you find it and you realize you have to shift over 40% of your project to one space, right? That's the worst. The worst. So I'm going to double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. I do not have an off by one error. That is a great place to start. I am just working in standard sized beads today. I also do stuff in mini beads, but mini beads are finicky. They are super dangerous because if you so much as sneeze wrong, you will lose an hour of work because the beads are so tiny. They look really cool because they're about 1/4 of the size of standard sized Perler beads. Let's make sure I get this right. Okay, that is correct up to here. So you can get a lot of detail in a really small space, but they are super risky because it is really easy to mess up your own work and have to start over. Let's go here. Boop. Let's start getting the outline of the other paw in here. I think that's a good place to go next. Oh, thank you, Lone Wolf. I appreciate that. I just love Perler a lot. I guess the other thing that I like that's similar to Perler, but isn't really art, is I like jigsaw puzzles, too. I did 4 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzles this year. And that has a similar, very soothing, zen-like, just chill and put the things in the places and make it pretty. That's probably the most similar thing that I do to Perler art. Make sure I got, okay, the little paw is in. But I've also been, when I started Perler art, I just did a lot of sprite recreations. But I've been doing more and more actual, like, original pixel art, too. Just sort of as an extension of the Perler art. And I'm actually really proud in the last about year, while I've been stuck inside, my original pixel art skills have greatly improved, and I am very proud of that. That is true. I do think a lot of people had their jigsaw puzzle consumption go up significantly. That is true. I've decided that I actually like Ravensburger is the best publisher of jigsaw puzzles. They had really good piece quality. And their shapes are very unique compared to the other manufacturers. Boop and boop. Just making sure I'm actually following here. Let's go back and get some colors in. That's the fun part. Let's start off the paw. Let's do the little popcorn piece. That's what I want to do next. And then we'll maybe get into the cute button nose. Thank you. It's nice when I've actually worked very hard to improve my Perler art and my pixel art, so it's nice when people say nice things. I appreciate it. I used to sell a lot at conventions in the before times. I'm actually hoping to get back to that this fall, but we'll have to see. I do have autoimmune disease, so I have to play it. I'm on immunosuppressants, so I have to play things a little bit safer maybe than other people. But I really do miss it. I miss seeing all the cosplay. The best thing about working a booth at a convention is you don't have to seek out the cosplay. All the cosplay comes to you to look at your stuff in the vendor room. So I actually really liked doing a booth work at cons. Get to see all the cool costumes. I miss that, and I will be very happy to get back to it. Well, I appreciate that, Lone Wolf. Thank you very much. Boop, and our little popcorn. So we got a little paw holding a little popcorn. Let's see. Let's move up into the cute button nose. That'll be a good way. We'll head up this way. I actually think Perler art is really cool for streaming, especially with this overhead camera, because you really do see it come to life. I think it's very interesting in that way, so I think it makes for good streaming. After this, I will have lunch. Because it is lunchtime where I am right now. I got some leftover. I made ricotta and spinach stuffed shells yesterday. And I'm going to have some leftovers from that for lunch. Let's do the eye, actually. Let's see. So that's here. Boop and boop, boop. I'm actually going to go into the eye because my favorite part of this design are those big turquoise eyes. Just like, popcorn, so yummy. So good. So I have, of course, Perler has a limited palette. They have about 80 colors, I want to say. I guess they're in front of me. I guess I could count, but if I remember correctly, it's about 80 solid colors. Plus they have like some sparkles and stripes that aren't super useful for just pixel art. Those things are useful for kids' crafts, but not so much for pixel art. So you do have to make some sacrifices. You're not going to get exact color matches, but they have most of the basic colors, so you can usually get a decently good match. Let's see, I have an orange here, and 3 oranges here. Yes, my music choices. This is a fan remixer who I really, really like. I have bought a lot of their stuff. TPR does really great, I guess, I don't want to say lo-fi hip-hop, because that's not right. Okay, let's not forget the cute little spots on the cheek here. That could be very easy to forget. To answer Robert's question, one of the things I love about Perler art is there's actually a really low barrier to entry. It is actually a really cheap and easy to start up, right? Like, the beads themselves are not terribly expensive. For beginners, I actually recommend getting the mixed bucket because it should have all the colors you need for several projects. And I use that until you decide whether you like it or not. So that's like a good way to do a trial of, is this going to be fun or not? Am I going to enjoy this or am I not going to enjoy this? Is get a mixed bucket. It's super cheap. You get enough beads for multiple projects, and it's a good way to get a feel of if you like it or not. If you decide, yes, I like this, and I just want to go whole hog, then I recommend actually getting the individually colored bags of 1,000 or 6,000. That's just the best price point. And once you get serious about it, you don't want to waste your time sorting colors from the mixed tub. As far as brands, the brands you're gonna get depend on where you're from. I'm in the US, so Perler is the highest quality I can get easily. I have actually tried multiple brands. I like Perler the best because it has the smoothest melt. When I do my fusing, I like to really get in there and melt the beads. Because I'm sort of going for that pixel art style. And really flat melted beads actually look like pixel art. They legitimately, these circles will turn into squares if you melt them in an appropriately careful method. I need a dark gray for the little bottom of the cheek here. Yep. Starting to look like a PB. The one disadvantage of Perler as a brand is they have fewer colors than some of the other brands. They actually have a pretty limited color selection, so you got to get creative with your color choices sometimes. The other brand I hear from Perler artists, and I have had good experiences the few times I've used it, is a Chinese brand called Artkal. ARTKAL. Their big advantage is they pretty much have every color in existence. They have a ridiculously large color selection, and also the quality of their beads is pretty good. I lost where I was in my pattern. There I am. I'm right here. I'm doing an ear. I'm doing a cute PB ear. Brands I would avoid. There's a brand called Melty. I have generally found their bead quality to be really bad. Like, you open the bag and you have to throw away 10% of the beads because they're misshapen, or like they're wonky, or they're like legitimately the wrong color. And I'm not too high on IKEA's brand. It's like Pasilla, Pysalla, I think. I've generally not had good results with that brand either. So I mostly stick with Perler. The other nice thing about Perler is, in addition to being a good quality, it's relatively easy to get where I am. Perler has a partnership with Joanne. So if I'm ever like, well, I need 3 more blue beads to finish this commission, I don't have to like order beads online and wait for them to arrive. I can just run up to Joanne's and get another bag of beads.
Also, the nice thing with Joann's is that they always have coupons.
Yeah. Never pay full price at Joann's unless you're extremely desperate. Unless you literally need the thing now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've also, for European friendos, I've also heard good things about Hama. That's a European brand. But I have not had the chance to use those myself, but I know some Perler artists absolutely swear by Hama beads. I've heard mixed things about Nabi, which is the other brand of fuse beads in Europe. 1, 2. Okay, I actually got to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I want to make sure this is in the right spot. Let's see. Let's do the lower cheek. I think that'll be a fun place to go next. But I think it's sort of starting to look like the reference image a little bit. My brain always autocorrects beads to beans. Relatable. Relatable. Oh, funny word story. Now keep in mind, I'm a native English speaker. For way too long, I thought that mine, M-I-N-E, was mind. So it would be M-I-N-D. So I would call it a diamond mind. Like, way too late in my life. No one ever corrected me on it. So the coal comes from the coal mines. That is my funny English-speaking story. Okay, let's get the cheddar that comes off the cheek here. You know you're a furry when. I'm actually not a furry myself, but I have several furry friends and have generally had positive experiences when interacting with the furry community. So I guess my other question for chat, or even my host, is how did you get involved with Fastest Furs? I'll tell my story. My story starts with a Kotaku article. Remember when Kotaku had really good articles before they got bought out? Kotaku, right when the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Randomizer was brand spanking new, Kotaku ran a article about it. About, with the clickbait headline of turn Final Fantasy IV into an overworld adventure. Or an open world adventure. And so that article led me to the Free Enterprise community. And if you don't know, Moonblaze Wolf, who is basically doing a ton of the work for this marathon, is big into Free Enterprise. And so that's how I met Moonblaze Wolf. We actually did commentary together a couple of times for Free Enterprise restreams. And Moonblaze Wolf is how I found out about this marathon. I'm like, that's cool. I want to do a thing for the marathon. And so I did. So I will ask my host, how did you find out about this marathon?
That's a really good question, and I'm trying to remember myself. I think
that happens.
I think I found out about it through another Discord channel, a Discord server that, hey, there's a group of furry speedrunners that holds marathons. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And started with, I think it was Magic Wand was the first game I ran for a marathon. And then it just went into, oh, what other weird games can I submit to this marathon? So it went to that.
I'm actually not the hugest speedrunner myself. I do a few games, but I really liked GDQ. I thought that was such a cool idea, and I wanted to get involved in more marathons. I do speedrun a few games. I speedrun Squidlet. I did that for the last Fastest Furs event. I speedran Squidlet, which is a super cute, I mean like super cute indie platformer game. I recommend checking that out if you haven't. But generally, I speedrun a game when I'm like, well, I've done everything I want to do in this game. Literally everything. But I don't want to stop playing it. So I guess I'll start speedrunning it. And that's what gets me to speedrun things. Like right now, I got Stardew Valley for Christmas. And that's happened with Stardew Valley at this point. I'm like, well, I've literally done everything there is to do in this game, but I don't want to stop running it, or I don't want to stop playing it. So I guess I'll speed run it. So I'm working on 2 or 3 categories in that because I got so hooked on Stardew Valley this year. I totally understand what all the hype was about now.
And I think like with my first speed game being a game called Fly Wrench, it was a game that I loathed. It was annoying. I did not like playing it. And then when I was done, I was like, I wonder if I can speedrun this.
Yeah, I know that's how some speedrunners are, it's the opposite. Like you want to get revenge on the game almost, right? Like, this is a terrible game, but it shall not best me. I shall best it.
And then like after speedrunning it like more than tens of times, it's like this game's pretty fun.
I find I'm the kind of person, I generally find I enjoy a second playthrough. I think I just did all those colors literally backwards. Oops. Nope, I just think I have those wrong on the pattern. I might have to go correct that. Anyway, what was I literally just talking about? Speedrunning. Oh yeah, I'm generally the thank you for reminding me where I was. I'm generally the kind of person that enjoys the second playthrough more than my first playthrough. Like, I guess it's because I'm not the fastest learner, and on my second playthrough, I know what I'm doing. So I don't have to spend as much time learning, and I can spend more time just enjoying the game. Where the heck is my gray beads? Here we are. Let's see. So that should be gray. These two. No, I think light gray is what I want there. So that way it blends the nose into the muzzle. Pixel art is a form of minimalism. So if you're familiar with the you have to compromise sometimes and use almost like those old comic book stippling techniques to sort of blend the color. Like down here, you'll see I used pink to sort of blend the white into the red. But pixel art, it's a legitimate art form. It is under the umbrella of minimalism. How much can you make recognizable with the fewest amount of beads? I really enjoy it. Pixel art's just kind of a puzzle sometimes. How can I make this actually look recognizable in just a few beads of very limited colors? I like the challenge. Yes, if you like Zen, I describe them as Zen activities, like jigsaw puzzles or adult coloring books or cross stitch or crochet. You probably will like Perler art. And like I said, it's actually really easy to get into. It has a low barrier of entry because the big bead kits are usually relatively cheap, especially when you compare it to things like paints or colored pencils or like Copic markers. Like those have a pretty high barrier of entry. Pixel art, very low barrier of entry. Oh, the other cool thing about Perler art, Perler brand in specific, I don't know if this is true of the other brands, but because it was originally developed as a child's craft, it is food safe. This is 100% food safe, food grade plastic, which means you can do cool things like make Perler bead fish tank decorations because it's non-toxic. So you can put your stuff in a fish tank and it won't hurt the fishy. Or I've seen people do really cool like candy dishes with Perler beads. Because the other thing that's cool about Perler beads is when you first fuse it, it's actually really malleable. So if you have a deft hand, you can actually mold the Perler beads into different shapes. There's one cosplayer. Oh, I can't remember her Instagram handle. She makes entire cosplays out of Perler beads. And they're just the coolest thing ever. I'd have to look up her Twitter handle. But I know her Perler Beads Samus cosplay went viral. And oh my gosh, so cool. So cool. And it really shows how versatile Perler beads are. Okay, let's work on the other eye. This poor marathon mascot only has one eye, so let's fix that. Then maybe PB can see all of you. Boop. Boop. I want to make sure I get this eye the right size. Let's see. How's my time? I might actually finish this up faster than I see, but or than I was planning, but that's fine. We'll see. I'm gonna go until I finish, or until the tech crew says, "Hey, your time's up." And if I have extra time, I can just move on to other projects, because I can perler bead for hours with no problem. That's the other nice thing. When I submit these to marathons, it's nice because they're flexible. So if the marathon's a little bit ahead, I can just, cut early and finish off stream. Or if the marathon's a little bit behind, I can stretch for time and just work on a second project. You almost have an eye. Let's see. Let's do this bottom first. That's 6 beads. 3, 4, 5, 6. This isn't the first marathon I've done this for. I've done a couple of showcases for the RPG Valkyries for their marathons. I made their logo. It was the last showcase I did. Okay, I got something wrong here. Doop, doop, doop. Let's start on the outside and I'll figure out where it's going. Whoa, my turquoise beads are so far away. Why? It's so funny, and I probably say this every art stream I do, but it's because it's funny and it's true. At the beginning of the stream, like my crafting desk is so neat and organized. And then by the end of an art stream, it's just like beads strewn everywhere haphazardly. You don't see that because it's just out of frame. But my craft desk just gets messier and messier as I go on.
I guess that's the curse of perler beads, is running out of space.
Okay, I'm almost done with the eye here. I did have that right. I don't know why I doubted myself. I need... You stay there. 2 robin's eggs, one of the few colors not named after foods. What's going on? So I'm missing a black bead right here. Boop! He can see! He sees you! Okay, where do I want to go next? Let's finish out his cute little cheek. The other thing I really love about Buff Pup. Wow, dyslexia. Buff Pup's design is the cheeks on this one are so cute. The little nom nom cheeks. Nom nom. Let's start right here. I need a yellow here too. Nom.
We do have a $10 donation from Shinji16 saying, I am a simple human. I see awesome, I donate. Much love for the Bimani community, for Kinda Nerdy Housewife, and Fastest First helping Or. Stay amazing, everybody.
Thank you, Shinji. So the other big community I'm involved in is the rhythm game community, because I was talking to theater rhythm earlier. I play a lot of Japanese-style rhythm games, and Shinji is definitely a pillar of the rhythm gaming community, bringing in the positive vibes. Go check out his streams. They are great. Okay, first of all, I'm slowly sliding out of frame. So let's get myself back in frame. And second of all, let's get these little spots in. So that I don't put them in the wrong spots. I don't want a misspotted spot. Like here, see, I was filling this in and I didn't realize there was a spot here. So let me double check. Right there. So, bottom of the gray. Orange. Nope, I was right. 2 yellows. I just want to make sure I get these adorable spots in the right spot. And there should be 1. Then he has a bigger spot right here. Those adorable cheetah spots. I'm assuming PB's a cheetah. PB is a cheetah, right? Can anyone confirm that for me? Because that would make sense with the whole theme of speed running and going fast would be a cheetah, right?
I think you're right.
I don't, because they have spots, and then cheetahs have the darker ears too. So I'm assuming, until I am told otherwise, I'm gonna assume PB is a cheetah.
Yes, PB is a cheetah.
Yes, people are confirming in chat. PB is a cheetah. When you get like really stylized and cartoony like this, some of the spotted cats all look similar. So PB is not a leopard. PB is a cheetah. Let's get the other spots in up on the head. There's one little spot here, which I'm going to represent with a single pixel because it's such a tiny spot. Let's see, there's one spot, one right above the eye, and then another tiny little spot right here. And I believe, I'm going to double check, I believe that is all the spots on this cheetah. Yep. Yay. I actually love all the fastest fur emotes. They're both that, I think the best kind of emotes are those ones that are both look good, but are also functional. And I think all of the fastest fur emotes fall into that bucket. Like, there's useful spots to use them in chat, but they still look good. Let's see, I'm mostly filling in yellow right now. Lots of yellow on our cheetah. "100% spot run." Exactly. So I actually use my hands to place perler beads. Speaking of perler bead speed, I know a lot of other perler artists use tweezers. They even make little specialized perler tweezers. And I use those to correct things when I get them wrong, if I need to move a bead that's already there. But I have actually timed myself both placing beads by hand and placing beads with tweezers. I am actually like 20% faster just placing things by hand. If you're wondering why I'm timing myself, that's to figure out commission prices. I want to make sure I'm charging fair prices, so I actually time myself when I'm doing commissions. But I am actually faster by hand. Maybe I should set up a perler bead speedrunning league where we give everyone the same randomized pattern and see who can complete it the fastest. That would be silly. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, that actually wouldn't be a horrible idea for a very silly marathon showcase. Would be perler art speedrunning. Now I might have to see if I can actually get that set up.
Also $5 from Moonblaze. Donating because I want to win a KNH Perler and see bonus Destiny 2 later.
Yes,
Thank
bonus
you, Blaze.
Destiny 2. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying thank you, Blaze.
Thank you! Moonblaze Wolf, also a very good streamer. I pop into his streams when I can. Okay, I'm actually surprisingly close to done. At this point, I think I'm just going to work from the bottom to the top. I have to find my place in my pattern. Right here. I'm right here in the pattern. 3, 4. It's funny because making the actual Perler art and making the pattern are two different styles of streams. I do both, but for marathons, I like to make stuff I already have patterns of, and this is off by 1. I'm going to redo this. Because it comes together quickly. When I'm actually making either original pixel art or new patterns, there's a lot of stopping, going, I wonder if this color is better or this color. If anyone's ever stopped into my pixel art streams, it's a lot of, should I put this pixel here or here? So for marathon streams, I like to have everything decided ahead of time. Though I suppose timing myself for commission purposes is why I have a good idea of what estimate to put on my showcases. Okay, make sure I got that right. Yep, 2 and 1. Boop. Okay, what color am I missing there? 1 cheddar bead right here, but I am actually pretty close to done. What colors do I need next? More rust. Rust is, it's funny, the color I'm working with right now is called Rust. And it's, when I first got it, when it first came out, I'm like, I'm never going to use this color. And now I find myself using it all the time. It's one of those weird situations where I never thought I'd use this, but it's such a good shading color for anything orange or yellow or golden. So I actually find myself using it all the time, despite my initial impression. I'm missing 3 yellow beads here. Boop, boop, and I apparently miscounted, so I will have to grab one carefully from behind my microphone. You might see the top of my head while I lean over. My yellow beads are directly behind my microphone, so I have to be careful when I reach over there. Okay, we have, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say we have $10 from Brosentia as well. Glad to see you doing Perlers. You're always a joy to watch.
Hi, bro. Brosentia does, is probably best known for Cuso Grande, but I actually really like his Thursday show, Don't Make Us Bored. I've been on it a few times. It is very good. Thank you, Brosentia. And I think Brosentia has a run on this marathon coming up later today. So I will definitely be watching that.
He's actually tomorrow. In the middle of the day.
I can't read schedules. I did see his name pop up on the schedule, though. I'm sure that will be some glory. If you don't know, Brosentia specializes in kind of terrible games. Games that, yeah, they're kind of terrible. But is incredibly entertaining. Highly recommended. Okay, what colors am I missing here? I am missing a bunch of cheddar. This is going to be the rest of my cheddar beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cheddar beads right here to blend in the head into the ear. 4, 5. And man, we're in the home stretch. I just have to finish up the ear here. And we will be done. Boop. Boop. a couple of dark grays, and then I just got to finish in filling in the ear with some rust beads and bead escape. Escaping bead, I got it. That bead was trying to escape. You cannot escape me. Oh, no, that's not true. I have to get the fringe on the other side. I completely forgot about that. Just because it didn't fit well in the design, I am not going to do... There's one little, like, hair floof I'm not going to do. But I am wrong. I have to do the rust outline on the other side. So let me find that in my pattern right here. The nice thing about doing Twitch emotes is Twitch emotes are generally 28 by 28, and a standard-sized pegboard, which is what the board I'm placing the beads on is called. It is a pegboard. Is 29 by 29, so that means I can perfectly fit a Twitch-style emote onto one standard-sized board, which makes things very useful. I was like, I knew I was forgetting something, because I'm like, I set aside beads for this marathon, so I'd make sure I had enough beads. Like, I have so many rust beads left. What am I missing? I forgot the other side of the face. But once I finish this outline, we will be done. So as you can see, not a perfect representation because that is the nature of pixel art, but I think it is a pretty good likeness. Okay, 4 more beads, except my one rust bead ran away, so I need to go chase it down. There it is.
And
Ta-da!
while you're doing that, $5 from Robert G. I want some popcorn too now.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to have lunch after this. So that is a completed PB Snack emote. Like I said, I have a pattern. Ooh, color pattern. And it has bead counts. I will release this both on my Twitter, which I'll have the Fastest Furs Twitter retweet, and I will release it on the general channel of the Fastest Furs Discord. So if you want to make one of your own, you will be able to. It has all the info you need to make your own. Once again, thanks Buff Pup for creating the original emote. And I created a pixel art version of it using that emote. So how am I on time? Do I need to stretch for more time, or are you guys okay to go over to the next run? Because I can stretch for time if I need to.
Chuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm done if you.
We can be done. I'm gonna talk now. Thank you, kind of nerdy housewife.
Okay, right before I go. Hopefully, I still have shoot. Do I still have sound? Oh well. Before I go, check out the prizes. I made some of them. I have an Etsy store, kind of nerdy housewife. Check that out. And my commissions are open. So if you want pixel perler art of your own, commission me. Send me a message. We'll work it out. That's it. Peace.